Now, 1 month ago, on October 13th, we celebrated our 182nd anniversary. An organization that is that old deserves this kind of historical review, retrospective, particularly because of the important role that B'nai B'rith played in the early years in the building of this state. And my colleague Alan Schneider is not here. I don't know where he went. Here. Alan, you're there. You know, one of the things, Alan has been at B'nai B'rith 1 year less than me. So I think Alan, right? So I'm here 37 years. Alan is 36 years.
Who's counting up to 35?
Who's counting? One of the things that Alan has always impressed upon me, because he's taken a great interest in the history of B'nai B'rith in this country, is the role that we played in building, helping to build the state. What people find very interesting is, and I found this over here, you know, the 12 gentlemen who founded this organization, a lot of people think it was founded in Europe because, you know, so much Jewish history happened in Europe, but of course it was founded in New York City. And when you think about why the organization was founded, they came together to help a widow who was in difficult situation. She needed some help. These 12 gentlemen came together, and we had in here, I think, a doctor, we had a couple of businessmen, a shop owner. It was really a mixture of the Jewish community in New York in 1843. An engineer. Probably didn't call it an engineer in those days, but he was an engineer. And they came together to help the widow. The story goes that they raised $27 at that time, which was probably a lot of money at that time. The more important thing is that the idea of helping, of assisting, of helping our Jewish brothers and sisters, and then even beyond, that idea came from Sinsheimer's Cafe in New York City in 1843. The mission of B'nai B'rith has really not changed. It has adapted, you know, to the times, but it remains the same, of helping our Jewish brothers and sisters, helping in the community, helping those in need, and that drives us today. Now today, of course, it's much more. We have a state of Israel today. It's very important for B'nai B'rith to be in the lead of advocating, of working for a strong and secure Israel. And today, the other issue, which is so much on our minds, is fighting anti-Semitism. That's what we do. But still, if you look, for example, at some of our work in providing housing for senior citizens, those people in need, what we're doing today in 2025 is not too different than what we did in 1843. Now let's move to this wonderful exhibition that you've put together. I know that, you know, the first important task is to make sure that every B'nai B'rith member in this country knows their own history. That goes without saying. And by the way, let me just say, we are so pleased in the growth in the number of lodges in this country, the number of members, that you are enjoying a revival of membership and activity in this country, and really extremely important. But beyond B'nai B'rith, it's important for Israelis to understand. I mean, Alan, for example, has been a great champion of reminding the officials of the National Library and everybody else about the role that we played. Here, it's a picture of the library here. The role that we played in founding the National Library of the State of Israel. Today, when you see that beautiful building in Jerusalem of the National Library, which is magnificent, very few people know. The role that we played in the education in days when education was not something that was a given, was everybody expected. The role that B'nai B'rith played. All of the projects that happened in the early years of this country really is something that needs to be the people need to be reminded of what we did. And not only what we did, but what we are doing today. What all of you are doing today. You are and myself, Alan, you are the inheritors of this great tradition and this great legacy. You know, today there's a term called the legacy organization. Legacy organization is an organization that's been around a long time, and and there are just a few in Jewish life. B'nai B'rith is the original legacy organization in Jewish life. So I'm really, not only am I impressed by this already, I'm impressed by Danny's work with AI. And now I know who all the 12 founders are, because Danny has put them all together at the table. With their pewter mugs, they're probably drinking some kind of beer, I would guess. They're at Sinsheimer's Cafe, popular cafe in the Lower East Side of New York. It would be great if all of us could just transport ourselves back to October 13th, 1843, and we could be at the table and with them. But this is an extremely important exhibition. The second thing, it's an important exhibition in an important place. An important place connected to B'nai B'rith history. It's not that you decided to do this in the lobby of a hotel, one of the nice hotels here. You're doing it in an important place connected to our history. I'll tell you something. One of the things in my 37 years at B'nai B'rith, what I'm most proud about is that I am connected to this history. It means a lot. Every time that we find out something new, some new fact about B'nai B'rith, it gives me great pride. I'll give you an example. In our New York office, we have bound volumes of the B'nai B'rith newspaper from B'nai B'rith in the New York City area. And I looked in one of these volumes during World War II.
Yeah.
During World War II. And it says in there the soldiers who are serving from B'nai B'rith overseas, who's serving in Europe, who's serving in the Pacific Theater. It has, unfortunately, a listing of those B'nai B'rith soldiers, members, who were soldiers in the U.S. Armed Forces, who fell in battle. It mentions a list of the soldiers who were decorated for their bravery and action. And then I remember one story. It says B'nai B'rith, in terms of its gathered contributions, money, B'nai B'rith has purchased a P-51 fighter plane. P-51. So how does that mean? It means in those days, during World War II, organizations raised money and they gave the money to the government for the war effort. And it says B'nai B'rith was able to purchase a P-51. And you know, it struck me.
No.
It struck me as saying, you know, here we're Jews. We are connected especially to this place, to this country, and before 1948, connected to our ancient homeland. But wherever we were active and loyal citizens. And here we were during World War II, and we raised the money for this fighter plane. That's the tradition of service. That's the tradition of activism that B'nai B'rith is. So all I'll say, Danny, really, I give you so much credit, you and all of you.
All the
for
companies,
putting
all the teams. I call it A-team.
It is an A-team. It's an A-team that brought this together. Gives us great pride. We're very proud of it. I was asking Leah to take a picture. My wife was taking pictures. I want to gather this. I want to tweet these out right now in Washington. It's about 4:40 in the morning. But as soon as they're up, they're going to get these pictures. We're going to tweet them out to show everybody in the B'nai B'rith world on our website exactly what this exhibition is and what it means. So, Danny, thank you. And thank you for the gift. This is important.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's from Rokach family. Thank you for that.